In this video we are going to talk about top 10 places to retire comfortably. So before starting this video, please like this video, subscribe and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. When it comes to retirement, an increasing number of people, particularly Americans, are opting to relocate overseas. The cost of living, quality of life, and cultural accessibility all play a role in how appealing a country is to retire to later in life. The global perception of a country's retirement interest is reflected in its retirement interest. The 2021 best countries for a comfortable retirement are ranked on 7 attributes. Affordable, favorable tax environment, friendly, is a place I would live, pleasant climate, respects property rights, and has a well-developed public health system, based on scores from people 45 years or older who consider themselves upper class. 10. Denmark. The Kingdom of Denmark was founded in the 10th century and includes the Faroe Islands and Greenland, 2 North Atlantic island nations. It is part of Scandinavia, a cultural region in Northern Europe, which also includes Sweden and Norway. Denmark has a universal healthcare system in which citizens receive mostly free medical care as a result of progressive taxation. Higher education is also available for free. Denmark's highly progressive government and societal structure, unsurprisingly, promotes incredible social mobility. The Danish economy is based on the flexicurity model, which combines a flexible labor market with unemployed policy. The corporate tax rate in Denmark is 24.5%, but the country's personal income tax rate is among the highest in the world. 9. Italy. Italy is a country in southern Europe with boot-shaped borders that extend into the Mediterranean Sea. More than 40 million tourists visit the country each year because of its historical cities, world-renowned cuisine, and natural beauty. Mount Etna, Europe's tallest and most active volcano, is located within the country's borders, as are the Vatican and San Marino. Italy's economy, the Eurozone's fourth largest, is essentially 2 economies. A faster-growing one in the developed industrial north and a slower-growing one in the less developed south. Machinery and transport equipment, chemicals, apparel, and wine are Italy's main exports. While Italy is a popular tourist destination, life in the country is more difficult. Organized crime and corruption are persistent problems in Italy. Slowing economic growth, as well as high rates of youth and female unemployment, continue to be major concerns. 8. Netherlands. The Netherlands, located on the outskirts of Western Europe, is a coastal lowland dotted with windmills, a sign of its development around the water. The Rhine, Meuse, and Scheldt are 3 major European rivers that flow through Germany and Belgium and into the country's busy ports. The people of the Netherlands, known as Dutch, have long been known for their tolerance, though some politicians are increasingly raising concerns about immigration. The country was the first to legalize same-sex marriage in 2001, and it has liberal views on drugs, prostitution, euthanasia, and abortion. The country also has the world's highest concentration of museums. The Netherlands participates in UN peacekeeping missions and is home to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court, both of which are based in The Hague. It was a founding member of NATO and the European Union, and it has been a vocal supporter of both. 7. Portugal. Portugal is a nation with its gaze turned outward, jutting into the Atlantic Ocean on the edge of the Iberian Peninsula and flanked to the east by Spain. Its history is rife with exploration and discovery, dating back to early rulers who, after driving out Celtic and Moorish settlers in the 12th century, focused on expanding their kingdom beyond continental borders. Portugal is still beset by financial problems. While the country's budget deficit is shrinking, it remains well above the European Union's acceptable level, and financial aid from the European Commission and the International Monetary Fund from 2011 is still being repaid. According to projections, Portugal's public debt will fall to 121.1% of GDP by 2019, down from 130% at the end of 2016. In this heavily service-based economy, the country's gross domestic product per capita is among the lowest among wealthy nations, and unemployment rates are high. Portugal is becoming increasingly popular as a tourist destination due to its long stretches of beach, mild climate, and 15 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 6. Canada. Canada is the world's second largest country after Russia, occupying roughly 2/5 of the North American continent. The country is sparsely populated, with the majority of its inhabitants living within 125 miles of the United States border. Canada's vast northern wilderness, as well as the country's reputation for welcoming immigrants, play important roles in Canadian identity. Canada is a high-tech industrial society with an affluent population. Trade agreements in the 1980s and 1990s boosted trade with the United States dramatically, and the two countries are now each other's largest trading partners. While the service sector is the most important economic driver in Canada, the country also exports a lot of energy, food, and minerals. Canada has the third largest proven oil reserves in the world and is the world's fifth largest oil producer. 5. Luxembourg. Luxembourg climbed one spot to No. 5 in the U.S. News ranking of the best countries for retirement in 2020. Luxembourg receives high marks from survey respondents for its favorable tax environment, income equality, prestige, and ease of capital access. Luxembourg is the wealthiest country in the European Union per capita, with a high standard of living for its citizens. Luxembourg is a major center for large private banking, with the finance sector accounting for the majority of the country's GDP. Germany, France, and Belgium are the country's main trading partners. Luxembourg has come under fire in recent years for its role as a global tax haven, with critics alleging that the country has offered large, multinational corporations unfair tax deals. 4. Spain. Spain is regarded as one of the world's most well-connected countries and one of the most culturally accessible. Expatriates may find it easier to retire in the country than in other countries. Spain is a parliamentary democracy, with a prime minister and a monarch as head of state. Each of Spain's 17 autonomous regions, on the other hand, has its own authority and, in many cases, its own language. A growing separatist movement, particularly in the Basque region to the north and Catalonia to the northeast, which includes Barcelona, poses a threat to national unity and reflects the European Union's vulnerability. Real estate prices in Spain are now 40% lower than they were a decade ago, and the country on Europe's Iberian Peninsula has a «Golden Visa» program that makes residency permits easier to obtain for those who spend at least €500,000 $600,000 on property in the country. 3. Switzerland. Switzerland is a small country in Central Europe with 16,000 square miles of glacier-carved Alps, lakes, and valleys. It is officially known as the Swiss Confederation. It is one of the world's wealthiest countries, and its neutrality has been well known for centuries. Switzerland may appeal to retirees because it is seen as a country with a favorable tax environment. It is an economically stable and is a safe country to live in. According to the CIA World Factbook, Switzerland has low unemployment, a skilled labor force, and one of the highest gross domestic products per capita in the world. Low corporate tax rates, a well-developed service sector led by financial services, and a high-tech manufacturing industry all contribute to the country's strong economy. 2. Australia. Australia is one of the most comfortable places to live in. The country's safety, health consciousness, and friendly people, according to survey respondents, all add to the allure of scenic landscapes and mild winters in this continent nation. While the high cost of living in major cities may be a deterrent for some, retirees can choose from a variety of smaller cities and rural towns. Australia is regarded as a wealthy country with a market-based economy and a high gross domestic product and per capita income. Its economy is based on the service sector and commodity exports. The country has a high rate of sporting participation and a comparatively long life expectancy for both males and females. Its major cities consistently rank high in livability surveys around the world. 1. New Zealand. New Zealand, widely regarded as the most beautiful country on the planet, is the best place to retire. Since its independence in 1907, New Zealand has been governed by an independent parliamentary democracy led by a prime minister. The North Island is home to the majority of New Zealand's population, with Auckland alone accounting for nearly a third of the country's population. In the decades following independence, New Zealand experienced remarkable growth and transformation. Beyond the United Kingdom, the export market for dairy, sheep, beef, poultry, fruit, vegetables, and wine was opened, and manufacturing and tourism were expanded. Per capita income continues to be high, and education spending as a percentage of GDP is among the highest in the world. Those considering retiring to the small island nation should make sure they have a healthy savings account, as both temporary and parent retirement visas have strict financial requirements. So that's it for today's video. What do you think of our list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notification before you go. Thanks for watching.